Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am.
Nino Brown Boxing, and I'm back in the building. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. So today I decided to do something that I never done on my channel. I want to make a video that's not boxing related, but it's still sports related. Now, it's been discussed in the LDBC, plenty of times, and it's been discussed by boxing channels, across YouTube. Today, I want to talk about Lavar ball. And I was holding back from making this video because I wanted to keep my channel strictly boxing. But it's just one of those things where, I don't know, the whole topic is actually bothering me. And it may not be, the way that it's bothering me may not be the way that some people see it, but this is my take on it. So, my opinion on Lavar Ball is, I like the guy. I like what he's doing. I like what he stands for. I like his approach for him. It may not be the exact approach that I would take if I was a father, but that's his approach, and I like it. And my issue along with this, it seems like, people criticize Lavar Ball because he was comparing his son to the top players in the league. People were saying that his son was going to be better, and people were making ridiculous comments about Lavar Ball as putting down other black players. I was like, well, he's only putting down black players and this and that. I'm thinking about, well, it's the NBA. This isn't hockey. This isn't the MLB. This is the Major League Soccer. Outside of the NFL, NBA is dominated by black athletes. So when the top athletes in the sport are black, and you're talking about, you're comparing your son, you're making a comparison of your son to the top guys, they're going to be black men. It is what it is. That's not putting brothers down. He's talking about basketball. He's talking about how his son is better. Whether it's proven or not, that's what he believes about his son, and I don't see anything wrong with it. Honestly, I'm noticing it's very telling that a lot of men out here have a lot of daddy issues. You always talk about women that have daddy issues, but a lot of men have daddy issues. And me personally, I was fortunate enough to grow with my dad, so I understand how it is to have a very stern, dominant father figure in my life. So when people say ridiculous things like Lonzo needs to tell his dad off and separate himself, even though that may tarnish the relationship, that is some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Pardon my language, but it's idiotic. And any man that I know, if you're a young man, middle-aged, old man, if you have a great relationship with your dad, someone that's built you up, someone that has put you in a position of success and put you in a position to succeed and has had your back since you were a child, he raised you, and to the man that you are today, to say separate yourself from your father it's insane to me. It's really insane. And anyone that says that, I would disagree with them 100% of the time. It just makes no sense. Now, going forward, people were talking about, Lonzo needs to stand up to his dad. He needs to do this. His dad is making it about him. And I'm like, my thing is, it sounds like people are saying, Lavar is a bully. And Lonzo, they're speaking for Lonzo. Because my thing is, it's never been confirmed that Lonzo has an issue with what his dad is doing. It seems like people are trying to just be on the opposite side of the spectrum and do what they think Lavar Ball is doing and bully Lonzo into telling his dad off. Now, my thing is, if you're saying that he's a young man and it's time to stand up for himself, last time I checked, standing up for yourself is doing what you want, not doing what the masses want you to do. So trying to pressure Lonzo into telling his dad off, and if he falls into the pressure, the only thing he's doing is just falling victim to a larger group of people that I'm sure don't give a damn about him like his dad gives a damn about him. My thing is, if Lonzo, if that's what he genuinely wants to do, then do it. But don't do it because people are coming out and saying that you need to do it. Because the only thing they're trying to do is get you to do what they want you to do. That's not standing up for yourself, just doing something because a large group of people feel that they know what's best for you. Like, they didn't know who you were for the most part within the last year and a half. They didn't know who Lonzo Ball was. Lavar Ball, he's been taking care of his son since the day he was born. So it's just, to me, it's just absolutely crazy that people will fix their lips to say, this is what Lonzo needs to do. Lonzo doesn't need to do a damn thing but what he wants to do. And it's just, I don't know, I just can't wrap my head around why people believe that it's him standing up for himself if he's just doing what other people want him to do. Like, that's not standing up for yourself. Like, that's the complete opposite. That's just being a follower. If he truly feels that he's okay with what his dad is saying, it doesn't bother him at all, then he needs to continue to conduct himself the way that he's conducting himself. And he's right. He said his dad is a grown man. He's going to say what he wants to say. If they have an issue with it, then they need to address it. If Lonzo doesn't have an issue with it, it's nothing for him to address. Like I said, I like the Ball family. You know, I like what they represent. You know, he has a black-owned business, big baller brand. People want to criticize him for making his shoes so expensive. But if you got somebody like Gucci, Prada, or whatever, they decide to price their shoes at that price, okay, it's acceptable. Go out and buy it. Let me flash my Gucci belt. It's all good. You know, this shows status. But LaVar Ball does it like he's a clown. Like, that shit makes no sense. Like, it makes no sense at all. Now, granted, I don't own a pair of Gucci shoes. I don't own a pair of big baller brand shoes either. So that's just not my style. I don't care if it's Gucci or if it's LaVar Ball. But I'm damn sure I'll buy a big baller brand hoodie before I buy a Gucci hoodie. I know that for a fact. So overall, man, it seems like my whole take on the matter is I've noticed like a lot of men have daddy issues. A lot of men don't really understand the importance of a dominant male figure in your life and the way, like living that life on a day-to-day basis with that type of role model in your life. If a man doesn't really experience it as a young man growing up, you really can't understand it. You know, it's just like, it's like trying to explain racism to a white guy that's never experienced it and he grew up in a privileged environment. It's just one of those things where you can't relate. And since you can't relate, your ignorance clouds your judgment and you make statements without having any experience in the area. Some people may think they know what's best, or they may think they know the answer, but it's just, they either have daddy issues, or their dad wasn't that stern father figure, he was a pushover, or their dad could have been, you know, a great guy, he just had a different approach. But overall, just to sum up this video, if Lonzo Ball has an issue with it, I believe as a man, he should address it. If he doesn't have an issue with it, he shouldn't allow other people's opinions to pressure him and to cutting off his dad. To me, like, that is, like, it's really some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. But this is Nino Brown Boxing, not a boxing video. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Peace.